Hello, and welcome to my Furry Documentary. Today, I am going to be taking you all on a little walkthrough of a fandom, a community that means the world to me. The furry fandom. Furries. I've been a part of the community for almost 8 or 9 years now, and the community has often been misunderstood, misrepresented. Today, I would like to take you all on a walk through the space that I inhabit so frequently, that I love being within. We're going to take a walk through the convention space. We're going to sit down and hear some personal anecdotes from members of our own community within OCAD. I hope you'll all be open to some weird wackiness, some silly creatures, some fluffy animals who are colorful and goofy, as I take you all on a journey through the furry fandom. Before we kick things off, though, what is a furry? Well, it depends on who you ask. However, the most common definition seems to be an interest in anthropomorphic animals. Do you like Sonic? Do you think Kung Fu Panda's cool? Sorry to break it to you then, you might be a furry. Well, not really. See, being a furry is something you need to want to be. If you don't want to be a furry, then you're not one. If you enjoy the label, you enjoy the content, well then, hop on board. Doesn't need to be any requirements other than an interest for one to be a furry. Figured the best place to start, though, was with our very own community. I am currently the acting president of OCAD's very own furry community, known as OFAC. I know, I am so creative. So let's sit down with some of our members and see what they have to say about their experiences being within the community.
Introduce yourself, whatever name you would like to be known as on camera, your persona name.
Yeah. All right. Hi. I'm Alan, or I also go by Bonk. And my current persona is called Coaster, but I've had quite a few.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, we saw Coaster earlier. Coaster.
Yeah.
Usually refer to myself as Suzaki. That's also my main persona name, I'm here. I'm been a furry for for boy.
Yeah.
for boy. And as you can tell, I like hyenas, like hyena enthusiast.
Hi, I'm Marshy. I go by they, them, or he, him pronouns. I'm a first-year experimental animation student at OCAD.
Awesome.
My name is Rain. Online, my handle is Wolfish Creature.
Hell yeah. Love to see it. So starting off, what were your first impressions of fandom? When did you find the furry community, or just like anthropomorphic animals in general? Cartoons, seeing a furry on the street? What was it for you?
That's such a hard question to answer because I really don't know.
It's kind of funny because how I discovered the furry fandom was actually from like really old YouTube videos making fun of them and being like, oh, look at these weirdos. But the more I watched it, I was like, that actually kind of looks like fun.
It was this thing written by someone on DeviantArt, and it was like about him turning into a dragon because he found there was a marble and it like hit his lawnmower blade.
Me being more rootful for animal characters in cartoons.
Yeah, definitely.
That'd be like the first
The
thing.
Kung Fu Pandas, the Zootopias.
Yeah, all that stuff, and then the whole thing when the chat was going around in my school and in like middle school, like grade 7-ish, grade 8, when they was going around like for this, for that, and I was interested.
I went to like my first like in-person like furry convention a few years ago. It was actually like Fertile Equinox.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know like it was a thing. I had no idea that Fertile Equinox and like furry conventions were a thing.
Mm-hmm. Same.
It was really eye-opening because that was my first time interacting with the furry fandom at large in person. Because other than that, I've just kind of been like, I'll occasionally look at furry stuff on like social media, but that's about it. It was kind of like mind-blowing in a way of just feeling so comfortable around other people and just allowing myself to truly like, I guess, unmask and just be myself and not have anyone look at me any differently.
What does fursuiting mean to you? Is wearing your fursuit something that's special? Being able to put it on and go out and be able to capture that other identity. What does that mean to you? Why do you like fursuit?
To be honest, I like not being perceived.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's like it's almost like a comfort kind of.
This was in the summer of 2020, where literally no one had anything to do. So I was just like, you know what? I've always loved fursuiting and like watching people in fursuits. And I was like, why don't I just try making it myself? So I got a small business grant and kind of just did that all summer. And I ended up making a fursuit and then like half of one. I honestly didn't actually even really fursuit that much. I was mainly interested in just the creation of it.
Well, I was at Pride with my friend Rain, and they had this like tiny fan that you can put.
Yes, I remember Rain's fan.
Yeah, and I was like, that's such a fun, like specific. The ins and outs of it. There's
culture there.
Yeah, there's a whole world.
Yes, like they were selling muzzles at Canfurrent and like collars specifically sized for fursuit heads and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You get like piercings and tags and stuff.
And also just like, I love an art that requires the technique to be bent to stylization.
Yeah.
Because there's like everything from like, there's like very mascot-like suits and there's also very realistic ones. There's this whole spectrum.
So I assume your fursuit is of your persona?
It's not.
No, it's
No.
not. What is it of?
It's just like a generic wolf.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So what is your persona then?
So I have a lot.
Yeah, tell us about them.
Oldest persona is an alligator, but I didn't design it myself. It was designed by an artist. Like I really enjoyed like their art style, how they draw reptiles and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, Geki is their name.
Adorable.
Yeah.
Current persona also just goes by Marshy. They're a hot rabbit, which is an animal I really align myself with as a rabbit lover, I guess. But yeah, I'd consider that my main persona, but it has evolved over time. I'd say like every year I tend to have a new persona that kind of reflects how I look.
Is there a species that you feel like fits you the best now? Is it the wolf? Have we landed somewhere?
I don't know.
Yeah?
I don't know.
Decided?
I feel like at heart I'm more of like a scaly.
Yeah.
But I still have like a wolf persona. And I have a horse persona and a cow persona.
Yeah, and they all still feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I feel like there's beauty in that too. It's like, okay, depending on how I wake up, this might be the vibe or this might be the vibe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
During quarantine, I did have a time where I was just so lonely, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to borrow my brother's VR headset and just like see what's going on VR chat.
Mm-hmm.
And through that, I found like a kimono furry group.
Yeah.
That just kind of interacted online through VR. And it was really interesting seeing like this whole new expression of yourself through like creating a VR model and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Some people like had spent like a lot of money making sure their persona was exactly how they want it to be in the VR space.
Yeah. Anything in particular that you're looking to get out of your next convention experience? Anything that's exciting you? Anything you're looking forward to?
On one side of things, I would like to get a bunch of merchandise that I was not able to get the first time because I was only there on the Sunday, which was the last day, and a bunch of stuff was sold out.
Oh yeah.
Beyond that, going to more panels would be fun. The Theoranthropy panel, very interesting to me, very fun. But yeah, I guess just like getting to spend more time there, and hanging out with you guys.
What parts of the conventions do you enjoy the most? Like, is it the panels? Is it the people? Is it dealers that losing all your money? What brings you back every year?
That's a good question. I don't know. I do like Dealer's Den, but every time like I go, like I always hope like, oh, like I'll, make more friends or like get out there, but I'm always so shy.
Now that we've gotten a chance to sit down and hear about the experiences of some of our own furry members, let's take a dive into the space that we've all been waiting to come together within. Furry conventions! As of recording this, we are currently 2 weeks away from Toronto's very own furry convention, known as Vernal Equinox. This will personally be my 3rd year attending, but many of our members have never gotten a chance to enter these walls. So let me take you on a little walk through the space that we all feel so safe coming back to year over year. A big thing within these spaces is accessibility for neurodivergent and other differently abled folk. The spaces provide sensory rooms for those who get overstimulated during the day, need a quiet place to rest, recenter themselves, or as I would put it, collect their spoons. Like any other convention, of course we have panels. There's a lot of different things curated by the furries for you to go to during these events. A lot of unique things that you really wouldn't expect, but otherwise love. Many of them are iconic staples within the fandom, including the fursuit dance competition, the nightly raves, opening and closing ceremonies, and so much more. Not to mention the Fursuit Masquerade, an otherwise talent show event where we got to see this year. And then there are some more niche panels, exploring ideas like the concept of therianthropy, candy bracelet trading. There are meetups for specific fursona species, and meetups for people who like slime. Next up, we have the Dealer's Den, a place where makers, artists, and other creatives come to sell their work and services to the fandom. You can find absolutely anything in the Dealer's Den, from an entire pre-made fursuit to fun props and plushies for your character, pins and patches galore, books and comics about furries. The Dealer's Den is infamous for cursing your wallet and leaving you broke by the end of your stay. But we'd all be lying if we said we regretted it. Getting to go home with merchandise from potentially one of your favorite artists, with it also acting as a memento of your experience at the convention, is more than enough reason for us to spend our money. Each night of the convention, a rave or dance is hosted in the main hall. 4 different DJs perform a set each night, with new DJs coming out every night. Including Thursday, that totals to 16 DJs across the entire weekend. During these dances, furries get a chance to let loose and be themselves and dance within a space where they don't have to fear the typical environment or a club rave space might have. The atmosphere is indescribable, but among others who only wish to express themselves and feel free, you feel incredibly safe doing the same thing. It's like being possessed with confidence or something. I've personally had an incredible time attending each and every dance Fernal has hosted, and I can't wait for this year's. And well, that brings us to our end. I could sit here and go on and on about the extremely long history of the fandom, the niches, the nuances, even the drama, but we would be here for hours. It's my hope that this little project spoke to you, if you're a furry, or opened your mind, piqued your interest a little bit if you aren't. This community has been my life for almost 8 years now, and I wouldn't have had it any other way. So thank you for watching, folks. Thank you very much.